All right, everyone, this is the third part of my lecture on media system dependency model. And in this screen, I am going to talk about the kinds of effects that media dependency can generate or media dependency can create. Well, there can be cognitive effects on people, there can be affective effects or behavioral effects. Let's talk about cognitive effects. What sort of well, the word of course comes from cognition, which means how people perceive things, how people get to understand things, and how people get knowledge about things. That is cognition. So dependency model says that um, effects of media, they can create cognitive effects, which means they can affect people's beliefs, they can affect people's perceptions, they can affect people's media content can affect people's attitudes. Second effect that you see on the screen is related to affective model. Now, affective effects are related to emotions, people's emotions. Uh, for example, the decision, if I make any decision to wait for a certain, if I make a decision to vote for a certain political party, that would be my effective decision. All right, and then there is behavioral effect. Media content, whenever someone is depending upon media, that can also create behavioral effects. We see a lot of such um, examples because of advertisements that we receive from media. Many people tend to change their behaviors after seeing a particular advertisement. So that is how these three kinds of effects can be generated if a person is dependent upon media. uh, okay, now here in this screen, I'm going to explain the model. This is the model. The model was actually presented by Malvin DeFleur and Sandra Ball-Rockich in 1987, I think, but one must know that this model was revised several times. Uh, Both these scholars, they presented this model together. However, they kept revising it, they kept adding to it, they kept refining their propositions. Um, so this is a sketch of the model, a diagrammatic sketch of the model. You see these three elements where we have already discussed, and I have explained them to you: social system, media system, and audiences, right? These arrows, do you see these arrows? They are saying that they are related to each other. These are interrelated. However, this relationship varies from culture to culture. Similarly, social system, degree of stability varies. I have told you that there are societies that are stable. However, there are societies that are not stable, that have been pretty unstable. Just compare United States, which has been a stable social system, with the social system in Afghanistan, which has suffered from instability a lot. Similarly, media system, I mean, what kind of number of newspaper organizations available, number of television channels available, and the importance, centrality of information. Like, for example, Geo is considered to be important in Pakistan. Geo is a channel that enjoys the centrality of information. If there is any important thing happening in the country, I am sure the majority people will be glued to television and watching Geo. And then third factor is audience. Degree of dependency on media information varies, and we have already talked about this, that each person is different and the degree of dependency actually varies. So these three elements we have already discussed, they are interdependent on each other, and together they can create effects, these three kind of effects: cognitive effects, affective effects, and behavioral effects. Again, this is the same thing that I have already mentioned, I have already explained. um, I hope you have enjoyed learning this model. After you see my recorded lectures, I highly recommend uh, that you read the notes thoroughly and do some more research on internet. And if you have any question, you can ask me. I'm going to end the recording here, and in my last part of lecture, which is going to be the fourth part, I'll give you very little bit brief, some more information. Thank you.